Hi guys, it's Frankie from Frankie Tech. Good to see you guys again, and I'm here to discuss these rumors that just dropped yesterday about this upcoming Redmi Note 10. And as if September wasn't going to be a busy enough month as it is, we have another potential release from Xiaomi, which is the phone that I've been talking about for the past couple months, a Dimensity 820 powered mid-range phone that will carry this Redmi Note 10 moniker. Now, the Redmi Note series is probably the most popular series of any of Xiaomi's phones, but earlier this month we did see rumors of a Dimensity 820 powered device, which in my original thinking, and I have right here the Redmi 10X Pro, was going to be a rebadged, rebranded version of this phone. Xiaomi's been doing a lot of rebranding recently, and there's no other phone that I had hoped that they would rebrand than this 10X Pro. With the Dimensity 820 chipset, this phone is one of the best performing mid-range phones, and it's getting to previous flagship levels in terms of performance. But we have just seen these recent images of what could be the potential Redmi Note 10, and this phone will be a little bit different to what we see here on the Redmi 10X Pro. Instead of having a notch cutout, we will have a punch hole cutout, and we will also have a very different camera array on the back. While the 10X Pros use this squared off look, it looks like the Redmi Note 10 is going to adopt more of this circles with the edges cut off, like what we are seeing in the Poco X3 NFC, and from the images I see, it's looking very promising. But the one thing I'm a bit worried about is this image of the display. If you look closely, there appears to be a bit of ghosting happening around the punch hole, and that can only mean one thing: LCD. Now, in the case of this Redmi 10X Pro, that has probably been the thing I've enjoyed the most about this phone, is having that 60 Hz Amoled display on board. And it seems to me Xiaomi may be doing something similar with this phone as they are doing with this Poco X3, which will have an LCD display, albeit with a higher refresh rate of 120 Hz. Now, to be honest, for me, I would much prefer to see the display that's on this Redmi 10X Pro on the upcoming Redmi Note 10 series, because AMOLED, guys, is where it's at. And despite how much I do like a 120 Hz LCD panel, I still think 60 Hz AMOLED is the place to be for these mid-range or lower mid-range phones. But it is looking, given this image that we see, that it will be an LCD type display, similar to what we're going to see on the Poco X3 and what we've seen on phones like the Redmi Note 9 and so forth. Now, in terms of release schedule, let's remember, guys, the Redmi Note 9 and that whole series was just released a couple of months ago. It almost seems like yesterday that I was standing out in the park doing my first look of the Redmi Note 9, and here we are already talking about its successor. It is a crazy pace that Xiaomi is having here with these releases. I don't know if the average consumer can keep up at this point, but obviously their strategy is working, because as we see here in the top 10 best-selling phones of the first half of 2020, Xiaomi has pretty much taken Samsung out of its place here, and now we see an Apple and Xiaomi duo in this top 10 of the best-selling phones of the year. And we should start seeing phones like the Redmi Note 9 and other 2020 releases entering these top 10 spots in the second half of 2020. And so despite the LCD rumor, I am super excited that we will see another Dimensity 820 chipset in a Xiaomi phone. This is a terrific chipset, guys, and it is probably my favorite chipset of 2020, just given how cool it stays in gaming, how it doesn't throttle, and just how much power you're getting for the price with this Dimensity 820. Heck, I even like this chipset more than the Dimensity 1000 Plus that we see on the K30 Ultra. It's that good. And so just knowing we're going to get this on a Redmi Note 10 series or Note 10 Pro, whichever it may be, I for one am very happy to see that. But hit me up in the comments. What are your thoughts on these leaks of the Redmi Note 10? Are you excited about this device? I ran a Twitter poll yesterday asking which device you were most excited about, and this one came in first place. So I definitely think you guys are hyped for this Redmi Note 10 release. But stay tuned here to Frankie Tech for more information, and I will be sharing more on Twitter and more of these quick vids as well as I get more information about this awesome Note series phone. So that's it for this video. If you liked it, give me that thumbs up, and if you love the content of Frankie Tech, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon for future updates. Stay tuned, guys, for more great content here on Frankie Tech as always, and this is where I leave you by saying, this is Frankie Tech signing off. Have a good one.